All right, welcome everybody to the Tuesday afternoon team call, Dynasty Strong. I'm excited that you guys are here. I was just telling Laura and those of you guys who are already here, I just did some push-ups, getting myself into state. I was feeling a little lethargic, but it's something I'm just sharing that with you because it's something I do throughout the day multiple times. If I need to start doing my follow-ups or my invitations, like I'm not just slouched on the couch or on my chair here doing it. I'm typically walking around the house. So I'll give you guys an idea. I have someone I've been building a relationship with for a couple months, a musician, and I've been trying to get her to do sample workouts while she's on the road. And then finally, I was just like, she's lost 10 pounds going to some hot yoga and trying some of the samples. And I was like, you should be a coach. And then she ignored it. And then she ignored my next follow-up. Well, I followed up with something else, like, how was your Thanksgiving? And then finally she came back. She's like, hey, I realize that I have ignored your question about a coach. And then, so she sent a message, 3 messages on Instagram. So it was like 3 minutes long. So I listened to it and I was sitting on the couch working. But what I want to share with you guys is that I got up, like I ran down the stairs and like I paced the basement as I was responding, because I find that when I'm moving, when my body's in motion and I'm moving, I have more energy that comes out, and that will come through into the conversation, into the invite or into the follow-up that you're doing. So I share that with you at the beginning of the call. I did push-ups before that because I'm not naturally this way. So you have to create the person that you want to be and get yourself into state every single day. So today's topic is going to be the 5 questions you can ask yourself daily to change your life. We're going to go through those questions. I want to hear from you guys, everybody that's on here today, a little bit about maybe some of your answers to those questions as we go through them. But first, I want to go through some announcements. And sorry, letting people in as I talk. So I just got the email, and you can see these in your Coach Online office. In the bottom, breaking news, it always brings up all the announcements that are going on, but I'm going to share with you the important dates for the month of for December. And the important things to know is all month long, you can help people get started with a best value total solution pack that includes a year membership to BOD plus Body, and that you can offer them a deal by offering them a $20 off promo code that you have in your email that will help you be able to get them $20 off. So as of probably a month and a half ago, I don't even mention the 160 challenge pack anymore. I just talk about BOD plus Body is $179, and then Shakeology is $128. And then I tell them, but I have a package for you that I can get that for $229, or for $220 minus a promo code that I have of $20, so it will come to $199. And I think I'm at Success Club 20 this month, and they're all total solution packs with BOD plus Body at $199 after the promo code. So make sure you're taking advantage of the promo code. I'm looking, does everybody know what your promo code is? If not, I can tell you. You can find it in your email. But I'm going to just, for anybody that might watch this back, I have it saved in my note. The promo code is basically your name, your first name, and then TSP for Total Solution Pack 20. So I'll just show you real quick in the comments. So I see my boy Sean on here. So Sean, if you wanted your promo code, it would just be Sean TSP 20. So whatever your first name on your account is, TSP 20. And they just put that in at the checkout, and it takes $20 off. So make sure you guys are aware of that. The next thing that I want to share with you guys is just a reminder of the Success Club Annual Rewards Program. Some key dates to remember is as of November 21st. So last week, there is a December themed group guide. If you're someone that likes to have themes to your challenge groups or your BOD group, there's a December themed group guide that you can get. Also remember December, there's a promotion December 1st through the 15th that any coach who sells a Body Bike Studio will receive a Body Bike jersey. December 5th, last chance to enter the Eat More Dessert recipe contest. Basically share your favorite dessert with Shakeology, and you use the hashtag eat more dessert and make a reel about it. And Carl Deichler will pick one person and they get a trip to Disney World for 4. So it's an awesome promotion. Next is the next body block. Remember, new body blocks start every first Monday of the month. So the next body block will be December 5th through the 23rd. And it'll be like sleigh rides. So be aware of that if you are on board with the body blocks right now. Also, December 6th, the Sure Thing Coach and Preferred Customer launch for the new program with Megan Davies is that Sure Thing. So if you don't know what Sure Thing is yet, there's on the National Wake Up Call, I can't remember what Kayshawn called it, but there's like a mini like website they made for the whole launch. So you can go back and listen to that. I didn't write it down, but there's a website for the launch. Also, there's launch tools in your Coach Online office. But the sample workout is up. I actually did it this morning and I really love that workout. I missed Megan from MBF. It's been a while since I did that. So you can try that sample workout. It's on Vimeo. I took it and put it on my YouTube channel, and you can also just find it if you go to BOD and go to Sure Thing. There'll be a sample there as well. So the next thing is as December 6th, this is the same day as the Sure Thing launch, we'll have the Shake and Hustle total solution packs. So that's what that's the new package that we learned about at at Leadership in Arizona just a couple months back. The Shake and Hustle pack, what it is your total solution pack. Instead of having like a 30 serving bag of Shakeology or Energize and Recover, they have a 20 serving bag of Shakeology and 20 servings of Energize together. So that's what the Shake and Hustle package is. Those are available starting on December 5th, the same day as the Sure Thing launch. So if you want to get someone into the Sure Thing total solution pack with body and whatever, you can add on that Shake and Hustle pack now. So you can get them trying Energize and Shakeology at the same time. Cool. One more announcement is December 20th is the Sure Thing customer VIP early and VIP early access. So December 6th is for preferred customers and coaches only. And then December 20th is when just a regular client or customer could do that. And I did mention the toolkit for the Sure Thing. I'm going to put it in the notes right now. I actually did save it. I remember when I was looking at it this morning. Okay, in the comments, in the chat, you can see the toolkit. And I just got that from the Coach Online office. That should be the toolkit for the Sure Thing launch. So you can have all your tools for that. Okay, we've been 10 minutes on announcements. So we're going to move on to the meat of the call right now. Before we get into these questions, as we do them, I'm going to ask you guys to share your thoughts or your answers to the questions. But it's just going to be like barely breaking the ice on how deep you probably need to go into it. So this is one of those things that after this call, you should schedule time for yourself to sit down for an hour or a half hour or 45 minutes uninterrupted, in quiet, and really answer the questions in depth for yourself. And what I think is really powerful about us doing it together is you can kind of get some ideas from fellow teammates here of some of their answers or what motivates them and whatnot, so that you can think about it in your life a little bit more. I want to share with you guys just some accountability on my part. As we came out of Summit, me and 4 other coaches made this decision. We're going to be Superstar Diamond. We're going to each lead a Superstar Diamond team. But I've watched and we have this chat thread and everything. I'm going to show you what it looks like. Here's what my text messages look like when I open it. It's like just my text. And at the top, there's this big star. Can you see that circle? The lighting. Come on. Let's see. It's like the light is shiny. Okay, at the top. Anyway, there's a star right there, Superstar. And it's our group chat. And, the idea was to communicate, hold each other accountable. And I found myself slowly disappearing from that. And it had been over 6 weeks since any of us in that group had communicated with each other about our goals. So I'm just being accountable here. I found myself hiding from the goal, like when things got a little bit difficult or I hit setbacks or whatnot, I got busy with other things that were not as important. Like I showed up and worked, but I wasn't doing the most important thing, which was communicating with the other top performers that were going for a similar goal. And I was hiding. Have you guys ever found yourself doing that? Hiding from accountability or from your goals? So I'm just sharing that with you guys to know that I fall into those traps as well. One of the other things is, we got a lot going on in our life. I have goals with our Beachbody business. We have 5 kids, and we're building our 5th vacation rental, and we just submitted our plans that are finished for our dream home to get the engineering done on it. And I started like in my head, like one of our rentals needs a new hot tub. And then they're like, could you put new counters in this one? And like everything was coming at the same time. And then I got like the tax notice for just the lot of our dream home for the yearly taxes. And I didn't think about that or expect that. And I was like, everything was coming at once. And I was just like feeling overwhelmed. And then I was like, maybe I can't build a dream house. Like maybe we should not do this 5th vacation rental. Maybe I should sell that. Maybe. And I started like minimizing my goals and dreams and what I was capable of. Have you ever done that when you felt overwhelmed? I was like, maybe I should just like cut back everything, like not build the dream house, not build the 5th vacation rental, and just basically I was giving myself an out of working and not having to challenge myself. But I found myself doing that, but it really wasn't that. It wasn't that we don't have the ability to build our dream house. We don't have the ability to build this rental. We don't have the ability to be a superstar diamond team. What it was is that I had slipped on some daily habits that were super important. And the main one was being super intentional about my personal development. And that's why we're doing the last 3 team calls have been sitting down and asking ourselves questions and working on our personal development. Don't get me wrong. I would listen to Lewis Howes podcasts. I'd listen to nutrition podcasts while I'd work out, but it would be like half of it would be nutrition podcast, and then half would be listening to Blink-182 because it pumped me up for my workouts. So what I have made intentional is I am listening to Brendan Burchard, high performance academy stuff on YouTube for my during my workout. So my mind is constantly filled with those reminders, but I also am slowing down and not jumping right to work and reading for 30 minutes. And then meditating. And I had slipped on that stuff. I was like just rushing to get my bat done. And it was like the minimum, like, oh, I listened to some of that podcast, check off PD. Like I was just rushing through the to-do list, going through the motions. So I caught myself doing that. And it's funny, just 1 week of like waking up a little earlier, reading without distraction, journaling, listening to a guided meditation, and then go do my workout. I was like, I don't have the doubts about the house, about the 15-star diamond goal, about any of that stuff. So if you feel like you're struggling in some area, I would just really take a close look through my example there of like, are you really doing all of the things to better your life intentionally? Because I was not. I was just kind of going through the motions. So, Jamie, thank you for putting that in the chat. MySureThingProgram.com was that little mini website that they built. Okay, so I just wanted to share that a little bit of what I've been going through and what I've been making some shifts on. Also, my 13-year-old daughter, she's a competition dancer. She's like, Dad, why aren't you ripped? Because she was asking me for some advice on strength and her nutrition and whatnot. And I'm like, I don't have an answer for you other than I'm snacking way too much. And I'm using this shoulder injury that I've had for 2 years as an excuse. So sometimes you just need someone to like snap you out of it. Like just that one conversation with her, I'm like, okay, I'm going to be ripped. Not because I want to look ripped for social media or anything, but I'm like, I'm going to show her that if you work hard and you stay committed and you stay consistent and you stay dialed in on your goals, that you can achieve them. So, I want to thank my 13-year-old daughter for calling me out on that. So Jamie, I'm going to share what you just shared right there. When God puts a promise in your heart, you have to have a never say die attitude. Don't talk yourself out of it. Keep thinking, walk by faith and not by sight. I love that. Okay, we're going to go on to these questions, and we're just going to go through them one at a time. There's only 5, so I might ask a couple of you on each one, or your input or what yours is. So these are 5 questions you can ask yourself every single day. So this could be during your journaling, before you go to bed at night, so that you can be reminded. The first question, and I'll put these each in the comments. The first one, make sure you write it down so you can answer it more in depth later, is what is your why or your reason? Okay, what is your why or reason? And this can be both for your own health and fitness transformation, but we're on a team call for those of you that want to build your business. So kind of base it around the why for building this business. And obviously that includes you staying healthy. So I'm going to ask Jamie, I saw your transformation photo today. Absolutely awesome. So I'm going to ask you to go first.
Why am I building Beachbody? I want, and I know I have to expand on this, but I don't want to live where I am. I want to be in Naples, Florida. I want the Gulf Coast girl, lifestyle dream that I want. That is part of my why.
That's part of your why. I love that you want to go live in Florida, be on the beach. Where do you live right now? I'm just curious. I don't know.
Pittsburgh.
Okay. Yeah. You definitely want to get out there to the beach.
Yes.
Awesome. So what does it feel like and look like when the day comes when you have your condo or your home by the beach? What does that look like? Like, how does it feel?
It feels freeing because I have the time freedom. I have the satisfaction of knowing that I have worked hard and that I have built a team that has helped get me there.
Awesome. I love that. Who was it that put that? Was it you that put that comment? Yeah. So you put that comment about when God puts something on your heart. Like, I believe the same thing. God puts things on our heart, puts goals, dreams, visions, into our mind and in our heart. And I don't believe that he would put them in there without there being a way for it to be fulfilled. Now, the thing is, we have to act with faith and then put massive action on those behind that. But I think one of the biggest things that holds people back is like, you're like, okay, I have this big dream. So Jamie's living on the beach in Florida. But then we self-sabotage. Like, I'm not good enough. Maybe I don't have what Scotty has, or I don't have what Laura has. Maybe that dream is for somebody else, and we beat ourselves up about that. And like, I saw this little quote the other day. I don't know exactly what the quote was, but I'll tell you the gist of it. It was like, God didn't create, like, I imagine he's up there sometimes looking down at us and being like, I spent so much time, energy, and love on making you. Why are you putting yourself down? Like, why aren't you growing yourself into what you're capable of after all the work I put into you? So I think about that and I'm like, okay, I have to keep growing. I love that. I love that reason and that why. I'm going to read Kim's, and then I'll ask somebody else. Kim Gibson. My why is to pay off my house and to have zero debt. That's my only debt, to allow more financial freedom for myself and my kids. And Kim, I'm going to ask somebody else to chat. And I know you can't talk right now, but what I want you to answer in the chat for us, and I'll repeat it out later, is what kind of things are you going to do with you, your husband and your kids when that debt's paid off? Like, what are you going to do with that extra money that you have and that extra freedom and whatnot? So, okay, I'm going to ask, who is next? Michelle, what is your reason and your why?
I have mine's twofold. I want to never, ever, ever have to look at my checking account again before I buy food. Sorry, that one's good for me. Been through a lot of time in my life where I had a lot of food insecurity. So that I don't have that now. And I want to make sure that I'm never there again. And my second is that my kids also never have to feel like that. So I want to be able to set my kids up. Sorry, this time of year is hard for me. My dad just passed away a year ago on December 1st. So today I'm just booby for whatever reason. But it also really sets that why, because you just never know when you're going to go. And so it really pushes me, that drive to help my children, because you just never know how much time you have left. And I want to set them up. I want to help them the best. I have my first grandbaby coming in February, and I'm so excited for that. But I want to be the grandma that can spoil them and take them on trips and enjoy a very active lifestyle. So that's my why.
Thank you so much for sharing that. Like, I could feel that. Can you guys feel like how important that is to her? So I want you to share that with the people around you, with your clients, with your customers, with your prospects, because if they're the right people for this team that you're going to build, they're going to work just as hard to help you achieve that as they are on their, like, they'll have their own why and their own reason, but just hearing that they're going to work hard to help you on that. Awesome. Okay, who am I going to ask next? I want to get through all the questions, but I like this question a lot. So, yeah, we're going to spend a little more time on this question than the other ones. Okay. Ashley Clark. What's your why and your reason?
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay, great. I think mine has changed over the years. When I first became a Beachbody coach, it was to quit my job. I was working as a nurse and, trying to figure out how to spend more quality time with my kids. My husband actually made that goal of mine happen, but now my goal is to help him work less and to be able to continue to stay at home with my kids. He has his own business, which is like amazing, but super hard. He works like 90 hours a week, 6 months of the year. And it's like super taxing on our family. Financially, we're comfortable and I'm really grateful for that. But I think the financial comfort, in a lot of ways, looking back, I didn't realize it at the time, has kind of made me too comfortable in my goals, where I just wasn't pursuing them, as much as I was before,
I love that goal. And I think, like, hearing you share that why, Ashley, and I think that's a great why for you to step out of your comfort zone, be drawn by it, to create your team and your business, and allow your husband to not have to stress as much or work as hard. Obviously, he's going to do it because he loves his business and working on it, but giving him more flexibility for that. I think it's important for each of us to know, as we're recruiting people, like, we know the workouts will change someone's life. We know Shakeology is awesome. We know Energize is awesome. So awesome that I had to, like, in my new little goal setting over the last couple of weeks, go from 6 scoops a day to 1. So like, we know all that will change someone's life and is so good for them. But what I want you guys to really understand and get deep into your soul as you discover what your own why is, and listening to your teammates here, is that almost 100% of people out there need what we have, coaching. And it could be someone that wants to have security of making sure they can get all the food that they need without worrying about how much is in their checking account, to somebody that maybe has all the ability to buy all the food they need, pay all the bills on time, but they're away from the family. They're not with the family as much. See how it's like someone could maybe love their job, have a great income, but then they're away from the family too much. Or maybe they hate their job, but they make enough. Like they make plenty and they're achieving their goals with that, but they absolutely despise going to work on Monday morning. Like that person also needs Beachbody coaching, even though they might have the money they need. It could be someone that loves their job, makes good money, isn't taken away from their family, but they have loved ones around them that are struggling. And they're like, I just wish I could help them. And they're not just going to just send them checks every week, but they wish they had a way to give them a better life. And then they could be a coach and be a mentor and teach people all the things that they're doing. So there's so many different things, ways that coaching can change someone's life. Okay. We're going to move to the next question because there are some deeper ones. This one's a little shorter. And I needed to do a little explaining behind what it is. But the next question is, what is your IQ level? I'm not talking about your intelligence. Your IQ level is your I quit level. What is your I quit level? This is like a double-edged sword question. So who wants to take that? I'm going to give this one to Laura, our newest diamond coach. Like, what's your I quit level? Like when it gets to this point of difficulty or whatever, I'm done.
It's that just like stuck the knife deeper into my heart. I hate to say this, but when it has come to Beachbody, because I started with Beachbody back in 2011, and when I was on a team that I wasn't necessarily a match fit for, I got discouraged and I quit because I didn't feel loved or appreciated. Jamie knows what I'm talking about. So then I got on another team thinking, this is going to be the match fit. And I had a coach that was just too bossy. And it was frustrating and I didn't feel like I had a voice. And so I quit. And it was a couple of years. And I finally decided part of my problem was that I was in a job that I did not love and I wanted to get out of it. And I got tapped on the shoulder by God and said, it's time to quit. And that's when everything started happening. And I realized that I could no longer be spoon-fed business as a massage therapist. And so I worked really hard. I got certified through the Institute for Integrative Nutrition. I did not quit. And then I had a talk with Jamie and everything just sort of started to snowball. And last year I decided that I'm going back to Beachbody. I just remembered Scotty, and he just seemed like such a match fit for me, and it's been perfect. And yes, the going has been hard. It's not been easy. I was there when he decided he wanted to be a diamond superstar diamond team at Summit. My goals were to hit Success Club starter. And I didn't quit when I didn't I didn't quit and I reached that goal. And then it was diamond and I didn't make it. And I thought, here we go again. I'm going to quit because it's too hard, but I didn't. This time I didn't quit because I had such a conviction in my heart that and going back to the last question, I want to take the burden off of my husband because he is the primary breadwinner, and it's a lot. We have our daughter, her husband, and our 2 grandsons that all live with us. We don't expect anything from them, but I don't make enough money to support the family. And if something were to happen, it would be to him, it would be devastating. So, my IQ level, when the going gets tough, I've tended to get going and say goodbye. But now I'm so convicted to make this whole thing work. And so, does that explain it?
That does. Yeah. So the thing that's different now is there's no quit in Laura. There is no
There's
quit level.
there's no quit. I can't quit now. I'm too deep, far in, and I want to be proud of myself for sticking to it, and I also want to make my coach proud because he has believed in me like no other coach has before. So
Awesome.
thank you.
You're welcome. You know, I'm reading The Charge. Is it called The Charge? Yes, with Brendan Burchard. And he's talking about extrinsic and intrinsic reward systems. You know, extrinsic would be success club trip. Your coach is going to send you a book or send you a gift when you achieve XYZ, the carrot and the stick analogy, right? Of leading someone. But he says it's just, that's never really worked over the long run. That if someone's really going to truly go do something that matters, it has to have intrinsic value. And that was one of the things, that's why I thought about it, Laura, because it's, you said, you didn't say, I'm going to do it because, you know, I'm going to get to go on a success club trip, or I'm going to walk on stage at Summit, all cool things. But you're like, because I want to be proud of myself for following through with something. So it could be tied to that. It could be tied to a greater purpose or mission, knowing that you changed someone's life or gave them the tools to change someone's life. So I love that. I'm going to share one thing, and then we're going to go on to some other questions. The I quit one is just like, I'm just going to tell you guys right now, if you have a quit level, like if I'm not at XYZ by this date or that date, or if this person quits or whatever, if you have that already, you've already quit. Like you won't achieve question number 1, your why and your goal, if you have a quit level. One of the things that most kind of like Laura said, a kind of a knife in the heart, was in my first year listening to Craig Holiday. Craig Holiday shared an example of one of his top producers coming to him one day and saying, "Hey, Craig, I think I'm going to quit." And Craig's answer was simple. He said, "Don't tell me you're going to quit." He's like, "I want you to go home and go to the fridge and bring your 2 little kids and your wife in the kitchen with you. And that dream board you have up of that picture of Disneyland and the things you're going to do with your kids and that you told them that you were going to do, I want you to just tear them off the fridge one at a time and just tell your wife and your kids that you don't have what it takes, that you're not going to be able to do this for them." And he's like, "Don't tell me you're going to quit. Go tell them, go tell them that you're going to quit." And it was like a knife in my heart. I was like, I did a picture a long time ago. It was on my website and obviously on social media, but I had my 5-year-old daughter, Kina, and we did a little project when Gabby was at work, and we cut out a heart and we put "Don't give up." And then I had my daughter hold the picture and I took it. And obviously it became part of my screensaver and something I could see every day when I logged in to my website. Was like, if I quit, I'm quitting on her. I'm quitting on them. So no quit level here for us. So I want to make sure that you guys get that ingrained in, that you are, if you're quitting on your why and your reason. So let's not do that. Okay. Question number 3, who do I need to associate with today to grow? As I get ready to pick somebody, this is me where I was struggling for a couple months. I was not doing what I should have been doing in this question. Who do I need to associate with today to grow? I was distracting myself with recruiting new customers, working with just all of my coaches at once. And I was not having any communication with anybody that's further than me. None, 0. I was not. So I was constantly give, and never learning or getting something from somebody else, advice or uplifting or collaboration. So I'm going to ask Carrielle. Did I say your name right, Carrielle?
Yeah.
Okay. When I read this question, who do you need to associate with today to grow?
So when I started Beachbody, I've been a coach for about 5.5 years, and I had just started losing weight. I had just started doing my own thing and taking ownership of who I want to be. And my coach was on fire. She was awesome, so involving, like love to involve me, but I'm also the type of person that is like, if you're cheering and you stop, I'm still going to be cheering, because I love the excitement. I love the feeling. And I'm a feeler. That's like that's my gift. I'm a feeler. And when things started shifting with my team, I just noticed a lot of people falling off and whatever. And so I was like, well, I'm not going to let that stop me. So I started reaching out to Brigida, like all the other, you, Scotty, I reached out to you. I just wanted to get involved. I just wanted to allow myself the opportunity to see what else is out there. And I didn't let other people's whatevers stop me from doing anything. And it was a national wake up call. And I don't think it was Julie's. It may have been the one before, but she was just saying like, or maybe it was Julie's. I don't remember, but they were saying, get on other people's like, team calls and, start going live in your actual Facebook, not just in your community, like, your free communities and stuff, and just getting yourself out there, just sharing what we're doing. Because I mean, my why is very, very strong. I don't ever see myself quitting because I love it so much, because I have such a sense of pride in shifting my life from when I was a kid. And I want to keep going, and I want others to be able to realize they can do that. And I want my kids to be able to see that, and my family, my brothers. So, gosh, like I don't even have just one person. I think it's just making sure that I am showing up for myself to grow today, because I want to remember how I felt when somebody asked me to join or be a part of it, because I mean, I wish I would have learned earlier, but when I did, I shifted my mindset of, okay, these are promises I'm going to make. And kind of like that story you shared, like, I don't want to rip off my dreams because I didn't want to do it. I don't want to do that. So I want to show up for myself, because nobody else is going to do it for me.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you for sharing that. And I think what you did there was very powerful. Like when you didn't have, it was Julie Voris, by the way, that mentioned that on the call yesterday, is when you had all the excuses to be like, my coach isn't bringing the energy anymore. There's not the community there. She's not reaching out to me, where someone could easily say like, I don't have the support, I'm done. You have your own why, which you shared a little bit with us, but then you actively sought out other opportunities and other people that were doing it. So I think that's so important. And even if I'm your personally sponsored coach, you should constantly be trying to reach out to other people who are, have similar goals, similar ambitions, similar work ethic, and collaborate and share ideas. Because the more that you do that, the more intertwined you're going to be to even recognize if someone starts slipping away or going through a hard thing, you can lift each other up. So I love that. Another thing I remember hearing early in I think it was at a Brendan Bouchard, a seminar that I went, one of his 3-day seminars, was that you have to actively put yourself in a position to win. So like if you're just sitting there, maybe doing your own bat every day, you got kids at home and you got activities to shuffle them to, and you're doing your bat. It's also important to just position yourself. And I don't mean this in a way to like toot my own horn, but like when I started, there was like one guy that was a diamond on Lindsay's team named Steve. And there was another one, Arnell, almost diamond. And it was like all girls. And like, I wanted to build this business. I had my why, bring my wife home from work, be able to sit down and eat dinner together as a family, because we lived the first 5 years of marriage with separate shifts. Like, so I had a strong why going into it, but like, I put myself in a position to win. Like Lindsay would do a contest. Like there was one time it was like any new PS coach from this year that has whoever has the highest Success Club points gets $100. And in the whole downline, whoever has the most gets $100. Like I went in and I won the whole thing. Like I went all in to put myself in a position to be seen, like, hey, here I am, like it's like if you played a sport, you want to get on the field, and Julie used stay on the field analogies a lot. If you want to get better and you want to enjoy it, you have to put yourself on the field. You have to do things to put yourself on the field. So let's just think about, I didn't play football, I played baseball, but we'll use football because that's what's playing on the TV right now. If you're a football player and maybe you're not the starter right out the gate, like it's your first year, but you want to be a starter, what do you have to do? You have to, like, when I think about it, when I played baseball, you would be the first one to practice. You would work harder than everybody else. You would ask the coach questions. You would do exactly what the coach asked. You would go above and beyond to do everything possible to get noticed, right? So that the coach would put you on the field, put you in the game as a starter. So you have to think of your business like that. You have to put yourself in the greatest position to win. I think one of the biggest things I did for my business in the beginning, this started in June. I was a coach April. So April, May, March, April, May, June. So I'm less than 2 months in, they announced a team cup. And Lindsay, who wants to be on my team? Like, I don't even know what team cup is. I'm not a diamond yet. I raised my hand. I'm like, put me in, coach, like put me on the team. And we went on and we won the team cup. We won first place in the team cup. I hit Success Club, I think 38, and went to diamond. And like I'd hit Success Club 10 my first 2 months, and it was like super hard as an introvert and never using social media really before. But when I got myself around these other team cup members who were like Melanie Mitro, Shay Stanford, Katie Hefner, and Lindsay, I think was our whole team. They were all just like all in. So I put myself around those people, learned what they were doing. It's where I finally learned to write down my follow-ups instead of just getting my inbox and just message people all day. Like I got organized. I learned tips from everybody. Pushed myself to diamond. I stretched myself. But what it really did for my long-term mindset too is like, I was like, holy crap. If I can do Success Club almost 40 in 1 month, like I could do Success Club 10 for the rest of my life. Like this is no longer seems like a hard goal for me. Because in the beginning, Success Club 10, it was hard to hit Success Club 10. But I did it. But I was like, in my mindset was still like, this is hard. Like I'm gonna have to work really hard to make this happen every month. But like literally my mind, when I got myself around those people, saw what they did, raised my own ambitions and levels, then my belief increased to where it was like, oh, I could do Success Club 10 forever. Because remember, back then we didn't have challenge packs. It was 1 point for every Shakeology Home Direct, and then 2 points if you signed them as a coach. So we can do hard things. Another way, just briefly before we go to the next question, to put yourself, obviously, personal development, like reading books, like you're surrounding yourself with those types of people. You're associated with them in a way, like literally when I'm listening to Brendan Bouchard right now, like I'm pretending Brendan, he's from Montana, I'm from Idaho. My cabin's like right on the Montana border. I'm pretending like he's just sitting on my couch across from me, just telling me like, you need to do this. You're procrastinating. Like today's topic was about procrastination and how we kind of divert and do other things of less importance to avoid doing the things that are most important. And like when I'm listening to him saying that, I'm pretending, yes, Brendan, I'm pretending that he's literally telling me like, Scotty, you're procrastinating on your goal of leading a team to Superstar Diamond. Stop wasting your time with this and start doing this. So your personal development can do that as well. Okay, fourth question we're going to go to. This is like an hour conversation too. So
Can I just ask you really quick?
absolutely.
Is this the right one? Is this the ones that you're listening to?
Yeah.
Or-
Yeah. Just, yeah, he's got like 3.2 million followers or something, but it's Brendan Bouchard. Yep.
Is it his subscribe page?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Okay. The next question, what am I willing to sacrifice? and we're gonna go. I haven't asked Brenda. You're the only one with, oh, and Liz. I'll get to you, Liz. Again, Brenda, what are you willing to sacrifice?
Almost anything, you know. I'm willing to sacrifice. Actually, our time shouldn't be a sacrifice because it's our business. We should be willing to give up that time. But I can't lose much more. I already gave up my house. I gave up my job. I gave up everything that was helping me work towards my goals so that I could marry this man who, after 2 weeks, decided that it was too much. It wasn't fun anymore. And he didn't want to do it because I didn't do what his wife that he lost 4 years ago would do for him, which is everything. I'm not a servant. I'm not there to pick up his slack. So, because he wouldn't compromise, I basically lost everything. Christmas is coming and I gave up all my decorations. So sacrifice for me isn't hard because I don't have much left to give up.
Thank you for sharing that. Does any, I'm gonna ask someone specifically. Yeah, I love that you shared that, Brendan. You shared a little of that story last week as well. And I'm a feeler too. Who was that, Carrie L? That's a feeler. Like, that's probably one of my hardest things of being a coach is, as I work with people, like I tend to take on their feelings and then I need a way to decompress later and revive myself. But Brenda, we know that you have all of the capabilities, the team around you, and the tools to completely transform your life, your mindset, the belief of what you're capable of and your worth. And we're excited to be here with you. I'm gonna ask, yes, and Carrie says you're here, so you rock. You're here every week. So Elizabeth, I'm going to ask you as well, like, what are you willing to sacrifice?
A lot. So time, sleep, enjoyment. I distract myself like no one else. So when things get hard, I'm definitely going to go for the easy route and sacrificing that, getting out of that comfort zone just so I can have the dreams and the whys and have everything that I want. So it's sacrifice the comfort and feeling safe. I need to start being more vulnerable and getting out there because my why is I want to create a movement. I want the obese population to understand that there is a way out of it. And there's no way that I can do that if I am trapped in my own little bubble with depression and anxiety and just finding no way out myself. I have to fight through it so I make sure that movement ever happens or it continues. So putting things off that it's just like, oh yeah, I would love to join this group or do this. It's no, business comes first. Family, business, God, everything else. If I don't have time for it, it can wait a couple of years.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. So I want you guys, like I said, I want you guys to go into depth later on these questions on writing down things you're going to sacrifice. Some of mine in the beginning, I loved playing baseball. I had to quit playing softball twice a week. I had to, I'm an avid napper. Like I'll nap today at 3:30 to 5, like every day I nap. When I used to work my 12-hour work days, I had a blanket and a pillow in my front seat of my car. I would nap in my front seat of my car, even in the middle of the winter with a big comforter. And then I'd run back into work like 2 minutes before. And I did it in college as well. In between, if there was like 45 minutes between classes, I would run to my dorm, sleep for 25 minutes, and then run back to class. Like it's like my life. I don't know where I got that from. So it was a huge thing for me to starting my business. I had to sacrifice my lunchtime nap to work on my activity tracker. I had to quit softball. I had to quit drinking at the time and playing Call of Duty every single night. There were a lot of things I had to sacrifice. And I remember my friends making fun of me a little bit of like, you can't quit the softball team. Like, this is our thing. And I literally had to tell him, give me 2 years and then I can come play baseball every day if you want. But right now I have a business that I need to build. And, you know, I told him like, I can't have Gabby working at nights every night. And so I had to make those sacrifices. I think one of the biggest sacrifices I had to make though was the social acceptance of ignorant people, friends. Not needing their, because I'm a people pleaser, needing their acceptance of what was right for me to do, what was not right for me to do. So there were a ton of sacrifices. One thing that I think would be important activity for you guys to do would be write down everything you're doing in your day, everything from start to finish, and then take that piece of paper and then go check off everything, like X through everything that is not going to help you align to your goals. Obviously, if taking care of your kids is not going to get X'd off, that's part of your goals. Doing your workout and stuff like that. But like Ashley says, I'm willing to sacrifice nightly Netflix time. So many things that we can do. Like if you're watching Netflix 2 hours a night right now, and then telling me that you don't have time to build your business because work's too busy or you're too stressed, then I'm not going to have it. Yeah, so it's important. If Netflix time is not helping you achieve your goals, then it needs to be X'd out. But what I would do, Ashley, in your case, let's say there's a show you love, is set aside 1 day a week or an hour a week and do that thing that you love, watch that show that you love or whatever it is. So for example, when I play Call of Duty every day right now for about an hour and a half to 2 hours, but it's not until the kids are in bed, my business is done, I've spent time with Gabby, all my responsibilities are done. But back in the day, literally my best friend Ian and I would just play once a month. When it used to be me every night on my couch, he would actually come over to my house once a month and we'd have a Call of Duty night. So it wasn't that I quit everything for good. You need to do some things that you love, but you need to do them in moderation. Because you can't tell me like I'm too busy to build my business, but I'm playing this video game every night, or I'm watching Netflix every night. Okay, that's a great one. Thanks for bringing that up, Ashley. So we're almost at the hour, so we better get to this last question. We kind of touched on it in a way, but I want to hear some of yours. Who is counting on you to make it happen? So I'm going to go back to Ashley Clark, if you could. Who's counting on you to make this happen? And by this, I mean your why, your goal, everything we've talked about through these questions.
I mean, definitely my husband, although I haven't told him that's what my goal is. And I think if I did, he would be like, you have so much going on, I'll take care of it. Don't worry about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that's like his job, right? He's like the provider, right? But I also, I believe in like the, our potential as humans. And I think a lot of that is like really, what's the word? Untapped. Like we see ourselves as just like, human. I heard this quote recently that said, we see ourselves as human doings, not human beings. And that really hit me because as a mom of 5 kids, I'm just like doing, right? I'm like, okay, this kid gets there and this person has an appointment and this person hasn't had a shower in 5 days. And, I'm like, do. And there's so little focus on who I'm actually becoming if I'm not intentional about it. So I hope I answered your question. No,
you did answer the question. And I said 5, I put in the comments 5. Sometimes my boys go 7 and I'm like, oh crap. So you're not the only one. So your husband's counting on you to make this happen. Anybody else want to share like who's counting on you to make this happen?
Myself. I'm counting on myself to make this happen for me and for my boys.
I love that. For
If I don't
you,
make it happen, I'm not getting to Florida.
so you're counting on it. You're gonna be, does Pittsburgh have, Pittsburgh, right?
Yeah,
Do they have bad winters?
yeah. Well, anything below 70 is cold for
Oh.
me.
So you really need to get there if anything below 70.
Yeah, I don't like winter. I don't like cold. I definitely don't like snow.
Yeah.
So I always say I live in the wrong part of the country.
Yeah. So you're gonna get to Florida and
Mhm.
you need to count on you.
Yes.
Yeah,
There's
I
nobody
love-
else doing it for me. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm divorced. I keep a house running on my own, and you know, I just recently lost my job. Thank God I have an interview tomorrow. So, you know, it's stressful.
Yeah. But you have everything inside of you and you're capable of making it happen. And you have a great leader, by the way, with Laura.
Thank you.
know
I
you
do. She's the
and a
best.
friend. Yeah, it reminds me of that Craig Holiday story as well. The kids are counting on you to do it. Our families are counting on us to do it. One thing keeps me showing up, like using these questions every day, like going through these questions as a part of your journaling or your nighttime routine. Like I see your faces every week on these calls. And like, when I look at myself, I say, you guys are counting on me to make this happen too. Like I have to continue to adapt and figure this out. Not be the only person that teaches you guys things, because you guys, many of you guys are smarter than me in so many different areas, are more organized. But like I have to show up and do this because I have you guys counting on me. I have every one of my clients counting on me. I have prospects that are still on the fence, to have goals and dreams that like I've inspired them to start thinking about them again, and they're working on overcoming fears or whatever until they become a coach. Like they're counting on me to continue to make this happen for their goals and dreams too. So that's a lot. So I just remind myself of that every single day too. So, and it zips me back to like through these 5 questions again. There's no quit level. Like I'm not quitting on thousands of customers, thousands of coaches, my wife, my kids, and all of that. So anyhow,
Can I just share something?
I would
Can I
love
share
for you to
something real
share.
quick? I think it's just really cool when you sit and think about who impacted you, and then whatever happened to impact that person, whatever happened to impact that person, and just the ripple effect that we have that we probably will never see.
Yeah.
We may never see it, but you know, what we do today is helping so many. And I think it's just really cool to be able to sit and reflect on who we have, like where we, you know, who has impacted our lives and then who has impacted. So I wanted to share that.
Yeah, that's huge. Chris Pandolfo was really sharing that with me when he came to the States and came and stayed at the cabin with me after Super Weekend. He's like, do you ever stop? He said the same thing. You ever stop and think about like how Lindsay impacted you, how much your life has changed? And then my life, you know, I've won the Beachbody Challenge, lost 170 pounds. And then now how my wife is now, you know, getting close to the runnings for the Beachbody Challenge. It's like from like one person to the next, and we'll truly never see that. So that's awesome reminder. Thank you. It's kind of funny. You guys, some of you guys have kids older than me, some younger. I think one of my biggest struggles is just teaching my kids that things don't come easily, because my kids have like been able to go to Taiwan and Dominican Republic and rental houses like whenever we want. So it's like life is super easy, and that scares, to be honest, it scares me if you want to know my heart, that they learn how to work hard, and that it doesn't just show up every week from a Beachbody business, that's gonna be there for them too. And so that scares me. And it was like my daughter the other day, my oldest, she's like, she wanted to go somewhere, because last year we went to San Antonio, the year before we went to Taiwan for Thanksgiving break, and we didn't go anywhere this year. And she's like, Dad, can we go somewhere hot for Christmas? I was like, probably not. We're budgeting. We're working on building a house in Park City and then our house. So we're just taking things a little easier. She's like, Dad, are we poor? Are we getting poor? Are we running out of money? I'm like, no. But it was kind of funny too, to be like, just kind of a reminder to me of like, to always keep work. Like, I wouldn't ever want that to really be a case of where like I quit and things because of like self-destruct or something, you know, and things fall apart. I was like, I would never want to, you know, be that person for them. Like, I would always be the one that can, I always want to be the one that can provide and figure things out and give them what they need and all of that. So I don't know how important that piece of information was, but it's one of my fears as I build is like helping them understand too, like how hard you have to work, how hard you have to work on your believing in yourself and all of that stuff too. So anyhow, thank you guys for being live on the call. We went past the hour. It should be the last call on my hotspot since we got internet finally, good internet. But what the idea is, and we'll have to communicate inside the team page, is for like, I think we have incredible training on the National Wake Up Call, on invites, on running challenge, all of this stuff. What I want to do is watch, sorry, I read your comment while I was reading, Carrie. I will get that book. What I want to do is, and I know Laura's been wanting it for a while, I want to do a book club kind of in place of Team Call. And then I've been like, no, I can't do that because then maybe someone won't show up if they don't have the book. But I think it'll be great either way because we'll have discussions around the book. So I want to kind of do a book club for Team Call. And so we'll figure out a book inside of the team page. And then I want everybody that can to get the book. And then I'll split up the chapters. That way we can study during the week, have conversations about what we learned throughout the week. But then I also want people to know that if you don't have the book or you're late to it, that you can still come to team calls and be a part of the discussion. I still don't know how that works exactly, but we'll make it work. Because part of me is like, I don't want to leave people out, or I don't want people think they can't come because they don't have the book. But we'll figure that out on the team page, and then we'll try to start next week. So we'll need to get on picking a book ASAP so we can order it. So, okay. Thank you, Michelle. And thank you, Cariel. The Gift. I think I have that book. Nope, wrong book.
It's a
Okay.
movie.
It's a movie.
It's a
Okay.
movie. Mhm.
I'll watch it. Okay.
That's good.
Thank you. Thank you guys for being on the team call, and we'll see you guys in the team page, and let's keep going after it. And remember to go over those questions daily so that you can remind yourself of your goals, your why, and who you're doing this for. Okay. We'll see you guys later.
Thanks, Scotty.
Yep. Thank you guys.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.